All right, we're live. All right, so this is the inaugural podcast of Cold Snacks and Cody. So if you get your favorite beverage, go ahead and crack it open.
Ooh,
You like that name, dude? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty hard. I got
Yeah, I
some
know you like
tequila, some Jameson. Let's see. But I think I'm going to stick with water for right now.
All right, that's fair. All right, so for our first ever episode, got my man Coleman Beavers. Feel free to introduce yourself. Drop your Twitter tag, your Instagram, whatever you need.
Dude, oh shit, my fucking headphones just fucked up. What did you say?
I was introducing you. I said go ahead and drop your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever you feel like to.
Yeah, dog, follow me on Twitter at Beavsy, and then fucking Instagram is at _Beavsy.
All right, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Well, right now I'm a filthy degenerate college student, but I was at Bragg in on PSYOP as a medic. It's a pretty good time, but I figured it was time to get out and go to school, try to be an engineer. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's kind of hard to do though because I have the tendency to want to eat rocks and stuff still, but it's not too bad.
Hey, man, you can't change who you are, right? Just embrace
Yeah.
it. So what made you get into engineering?
Damn, honestly, dude, like I think like since like high school, I always was really interested in it. I really like the design aspect of stuff. I think a big thing that I'd really like to do is actually go with engineering along with chemistry and try to work with like reactors and stuff.
That's you're a fucking nerd.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'd really like to do because that's it seems like like the job security and stuff would be really good, but also just potential to make a lot of money and do like some very interesting stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen like the docu-series or whatever, or the little mini-series Chernobyl on HBO, but that was super sick. And like seeing kind of stuff like that, like really intrigued me even more than what I already was.
Right on, man. Well, we always love seeing vets on the come up.
Yeah, dude.
At least you're not selling your ass on Yadkin or something like everybody else does.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like it's weird, man. Like, the other night actually, was it Saturday? Saturday was my birthday, and I went out and ran into these dudes from the gym, and one of them happened to be from 1st Brigade 82nd, and like instantly, instantly, like all the ignorance and stupidity like came flooding back, and we were just getting fucking trashed, like saying stupid shit. Like, dude, it was so awesome, and like seeing other vets that are out of the military and they're motivated and stuff like really helps me because, dude, like there's definitely times where I'm like, this fucking sucks, but when you see other dudes who like, yo, I got out and I'm gonna do this and that, it really like kind of, I guess, like realigns you and like lets you know like, hey, okay, like other people are doing the same thing that I'm doing and not by myself.
Definitely.
And that really makes a huge difference because, dude, classes with like COVID and stuff, it sucks. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I had class earlier today and I was just like, I fucking hate my life. Like, I wish I was doing med pros or something, but like really it's not that bad. But when you have like other people to like go through the bullshit with, just like in the military, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's not something I'm looking forward to getting
but,
out.
Other than that, like, how's your recruiter life? I know you're living it up over there.
Hey, man, that's not the focus of the show. All right. So now we got a little warm and fuzzy on Coleman. We're gonna get into the meat potatoes of what the show is. So our first topic is his Chipotle order, apparently, and he's just ripping a bowl. Hell yeah,
dude!
I love that for you, dude.
Fucking up. Let me just disconnect him because it's pissing me off.
You're good, man. Don't worry about it. Like I said, it's our first episode. Of course, your special needs. Yeah, you gotta get these big stupid ones like I do.
Jesus Christ. 1 second, I'll be right back.
God, you're trash.
All right. I know, dude.
I'm gonna have to edit this out.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why the fuck they're fucking up like that, but
yeah. Are they the pros? If not the pros, and that's why. It's because you broke.
Yeah, dude, they're the pros, and so like I don't have any issues on my like with my phone or anything, but for some reason on my laptop they always fuck up.
Oh, word. All right, yeah. So your Chipotle order. Let's hear it, man.
What's up?
I said your Chipotle order. What is it? Let's hear it.
Ooh,
Your go-to.
Damn, honestly, my go-to is definitely going to be a steak bowl with double meat. Obviously, gotta love some good meat. Black beans, white rice, sour cream, pico corn, salsa, and if I'm feeling a little bougie, like if I got the stimmy, I'm gonna get guac. But if not, then
I got the stimmy. Your Biden bucks.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Man. All right, I'm not gonna be able to talk shit on that one because obviously you're a man of culture. I was waiting to hear some just absolute bullshit, then just run wild on you, but not bad. You're spared for the first round. All right, moving on. So, your favorite Twitter accounts besides yours truly, of course.
Favorite Twitter account, hands down, Horny Josh. Horny Josh is.
Bruh, you're gonna get me banned if you talk about Horny Josh on here.
Dude,
I don't know what the clauses is and the damn, what I can and can't talk about. Horny Josh is a madman, absolute animal.
Dude, like, no shit. Like, I'll be having like the worst fucking day ever, and like I'll log on to Twitter and he'll be saying something about trying to like suck some chick's toes, and I'm just like, this dude like undefeated, like
so he can't be stopped, man.
No bounds. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Honestly, I feel like he's just super wholesome in real life. Like he's just an animal on the internet.
Yeah.
And then he's just like real quiet and soft spoken in real life, and like you never notice him.
Yeah, like he like acts out on Twitter, and then like you see him in real life, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, let's go hang out."
He's the this guy.
Yeah, with the little Uzi or whatever.
Oh shit, it's so funny.
His shit's pretty funny, but fuck, damn, I don't know. There's like quite a few Twitter accounts, but I don't know. I usually only follow funny people, and if I don't follow you, you're probably a fuck. So, I mean,
and you basically either soft blocked or hard blocked in majority of those Twitter. So I love that for you.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. What about you? I mean, obviously, I'm fucking hilarious, but like,
man, my favorite accounts to follow. Kind of depends on the mood, like if I'm feeling horny, then obviously Horny Josh is number one because I can just take some content from him. I usually steal my memes off him on God. Like, no question, if I see him post it, I'm like, I'm going to use this for later on. The usual, obviously, like a little crew we got going on. And then I really enjoy like Sergeant Major Towns. Like,
oh yeah, like he's fucking awesome. I love him.
He seems like a bro. And then my homie Qui-Gon Jake, one of the LTs. That dude is cool shit. I really want to meet him in real life. He seems like a bro, and like, I kind of wish he was infantry, but I'm pretty sure it's like transportation or something. So I'll never get to work with him, but I'll just stay clowning on him on the internet. So it is what it is.
Dude, yeah, honestly, like, there's a lot of really good people on Twitter, but like, I don't know, like military people, I try to stay away from them on Twitter, but there's definitely some that are like super cool. So
yeah, I like seeing, like I said, earlier, I enjoy when seeing the homies get out and like thrive, and so it's kind of one of the reasons why I still kind of like tango with military Twitter is just because like Aaron, and then he's obviously killing the game with his physical therapy stuff and kinesiology, and then like you're on the come up now as an engineering major, even though you still chew rocks.
Yeah,
so I enjoy seeing that because I mean we fucking both know all this shit I talk. Like I'm never leaving. I'm chaining myself to the Army, and I'm kind of stuck in it. So I got to live through y'all. Like seeing you guys, get some success, like makes me feel good inside because I know I'm gonna go out and like I'll be the one selling my asshole on Yadkin.
Well, I mean, you can always come live with me. I have a spare bedroom, so I mean.
Bro, I like Phoenix. I don't want to go where it fucking snows. Hell no.
Dude, it's fucking awesome here because like the other week it snowed like 3 or 4 feet, and then the next day it was like 60 degrees. I don't know. It was interesting. It's bipolar as fuck here, but I feel like the weather is like bipolar in a ton of places. So I mean,
it was 90 degrees today.
Yeah, no thanks. I think it was 67 today, and it was like beautiful outside. So
fuck, dude.
The mountains and stuff are like right there. Yeah. Dude, here where I live, like there's 20 or so like just breweries, and then there's also a shit ton of like bars and stuff like that. And it's just like I went downtown the other night and I was like, I've already been to these like 10 places. Let me go to these others, and just like walking around, and like there's just people everywhere because I mean it's a college town, so it's pretty sick like going out, and you're not running into like a bunch of like fucking idiots with buzz cuts and shit.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Tell Hank where you came from. We all had to high and tight at least once. All right, man. It's
Dude, yeah, I know.
part of the beast. That's what's up, though. Hey, you need to find you some little sugar mama or a future dependent at Fort Carson.
I know, dude. I need to
Why
like.
don't you have an LT?
I need to get a like what is the Tinder Gold or whatever, and then set my location for down there and be like, I will show up to all your formations in like ratchet ass pajamas and yell at you in the parking lot. And they'll be like, oh,
Ratchet
this
ass.
is perfect. Like this
Bro,
is
you
the
gotta show
perfect
up
guy.
You gotta show up to the FRG meeting with like a Cookie Monster flat bill and it's just some get like SpongeBob
In some
sweatpants.
fucking like some like Osiris shoes or some shit
Yeah,
with like
like
pajama bottoms.
those chicks from high school.
Dude, oh
That,
man. I saw something about that, like some shit on like TikTok where like they were talking about like emo, like people that still dress like emo and stuff.
yeah,
And like it was showing pictures of like the Osiris jeans or like DC shoes and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like it's crazy as shit, like how things have changed in the past like only like 10 years.
what do you got on the wall? Is that tequila on the wall?
I got single barrel
Jameson.
bourbon, tequila,
Nice.
Jameson, Tito's, and then I got wine.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
Espoyan tequila is pretty solid. I think that's what that is.
yeah. I haven't opened it yet because I haven't like made like margaritas or anything. But like
Straight to the face.
yeah, I pretty much drank most of the Jameson and vodka. I trying to not drink the bourbon unless it's for like kind of semi like special stuff because I mean it is a nice bottle of bourbon, so I don't want to like waste it.
Dogs, Four Horsemen.
Dude,
You're welcome.
the other night when I went out, or it was like St. Patty's Day, and I ran into like this random group of like college kids, and they were like, "Yeah, we're going out drinking." And this one dude, I was like, "Oh, you coming with us?" And he's like, "I'm not 21." And I was like, "Okay, so are you drinking, or are you going to be lit?" And he was like, "I'm a drink." And I was like, oh, "Okay." And I was like, "Hey, I was like, you should order a Four Horsemen at this place." And he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Dude, it's the best shot ever." And like he's literally like about to order it, and like one of the girls is like, "Wait, no, don't order that." And I'm like, "Bitch,
oh, what a cock block,
dude!" I was so happy because I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude, this guy's about to get fucked up." Because since it was my birthday, like the other night, no shit, I was thinking about when I turned 21, and I was like blacked out at Patty's, and you like
killed you.
and just handed me a drink, and I slammed it, and you're like, "Dude, that's a Four Horseman. You're gonna fucking die." And I was like, I'm already dead. Fuck. Dude.
Now the inside's gonna match the outside.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. I was thinking about that hangover too. Fuck, that hangover the next day sucked. God damn.
Once you get older, bro, it doesn't feel any better.
I know. I mean, I'm 24 now, so you know, it's only a matter of time before I'm like old as fuck, like 29 or 30.
Hey, fuck you, dude. 30's coming up quick in July. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna drink myself into oblivion. So prepare for like the horny tweets and just me just fucking wilding out on Twitter.
Dude.
The death of my youth.
So like you're gonna be like waking up in the morning, putting on like fucking Bengay and stuff, and then like having like
I done already
8 different pills and shit like that. I mean, I'm sure you probably already do that shit at 29 or whatever.
Dude, I gotta warm up in the morning. Got an old Buick. I gotta like move my legs and like I can't get out of bed too fast and pull something.
Yeah,
my back's
or you get
locked
like
up.
dizzy and fall over.
I get vertigo.
Yeah, fuck, dude. It is very interesting though. Like, so like I've spoken to like a couple kids that I go to school with, and like they were like, "Oh, like what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I'm in school like you." And they're like, "Well, you're fucking like 23 and you're a freshman." And I'm like, "Man, first of all, fuck you." And it's like, well, I was like, "Oh, I was in the army," and dude, it like blows my mind the amount of people out here, and I'm sure it's probably like that in a lot of places, but like they didn't know the difference between like Army and Marines. And they were like, "What did you do in the Army?"
Really?
I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I was a medic." And I was like, "I was at airborne unit at Bragg." And they're like, "What is that?" And I was like paratroopers. And they're like, "No, what?" And I'm like World War II when they jumped out of the airplanes and stuff. I was like, "We don't use it now because, you know, it's not fun enough."
Say it with the chest, dude. Say it with the chest.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. But dude, like, you know, I would sit there and explain something to them, and they'd be like, "So what's the difference between a Navy SEAL and an infantry person?" And I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, because I grew up around it my entire life, so like meeting people who don't know anything about the military at all is weird. Like,
yeah, man.
And I mean, it's not their fault, and you know, if they don't know anything, I can't like judge them for not knowing something. But I don't know. It's just very different, like the culture that you meet out here, and like I don't know, dude. I'm just like, I guess I'm the degenerate that came from the military. Because like some people, like most of the people I've met are like pretty cool, but I have
Yeah.
met some people out here who kind of like fuck the troops, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, fuck them. Like I hate them too, but it's like
Facts.
it's weird, like actually encountering people that like fucking hate the military. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, dude. I didn't. You get kind of spoiled, like living in Fayetteville or whatever military town, because majority of the people obviously are like, oh, we love the military, blah blah blah. And then you come to a city that it's nowhere near, like for you, well, you're Fort Collins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then me in Phoenix, like they're so people are they don't see that. Like they might have had a grandpa in Vietnam or Korea, but that's so far removed from like with them. Like they don't fucking know, dude. And you can't be mad at them for it.
yeah.
It's weird. Like I want to just like fucking throttle them, but I can't. Like
And like, dude,
chill.
honestly, like the biggest thing for me is just trying to. It's not that I was in the shit or anything like that, but it was just in the military, and my lifestyle was completely different from what it was now. And like sometimes trying to like talk to people or like get my point across without like being a dick. Like
Yeah.
for example, being direct with somebody here can come off as you being an asshole. And
Really?
yeah, dude, like there's like this person in my college class that in my chemistry lab. So my chemistry lab partner is a retired master sergeant from the 82nd.
Oh,
And
no shit. He's
yeah,
your partner?
yeah, dude.
That's
So
what's
he and
up.
I are like obviously like
Homies.
causing all the trouble and shit.
Yeah.
And like the teacher will be like saying something and he'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm like, okay, like that sounds like a little bit rough, but at the same time, like she thinks it's hilarious, but like one of the other students was like, that's kind of like rude how he's just telling her he doesn't know what's going on. It like sounds like he thinks she's a bad teacher. And I'm like, no, that's just how it is. Like he's just telling her he's fucking retarded and like he needs more
Yeah.
education. And like we've actually like told our teacher that we're like, oh yeah, we're fucking stupid. Like, can you please just explain this? And she thinks it's hilarious, and she's like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's definitely interesting. Like being a student vet, you meet some people that are really cool, and then some people that are really lame. That's everywhere.
Are you gonna get involved in any type of like college life, or are you just gonna be a fucking dork living in your dorm or not in dorm, but your apartment? Like, bro, get out. There's plenty of like chicks to talk to, things to do, man. Don't just be
Yeah.
chilling in your apartment because you're a bum.
No. So I
Go
already am
fraternity or
all, like
something, man.
involved with. It's not school related, but I work with Warrior Scholar Project as an alumni ambassador.
I
Which
saw your picture on that.
yeah, dude, I went to their little summer session this past summer before I got out, and what Warrior Scholar Project is all about is taking like active duty military members or like veterans and immersing them into like higher academics. For example, at schools like Yale, Harvard,
Yeah.
MIT, and stuff, and they put them through these. I like to call them just boot camps, and it's like if you like for me, I was doing like STEM as my field and I
Yeah.
did the one with MIT, and like we jumped into that, and we're immediately doing like trig and physics and stuff like that, and just they're giving us homework. Like, dude, it was like 10, 11-hour days of like doing homework and stuff, and just
No
learning all
shit.
this stuff. And at the end, we did like a group project so that we worked on all week, and we presented a project. Like ours was about measuring the size of planets based on like eclipses and stuff, and like using how long it takes for the like a transit of a planet past a star, and you use that to measure its mass and things like that. And we
Bro, I'm
presented
here and you're talking like up here.
yeah, yeah, dude.
You're a fucking nerd, obviously. No,
And like
low key, you've been hiding it for years. And now it's finally coming out.
no, but like we did that, and it was super interesting, and it was really fun. And when we explained it, like the guy that was teaching us was like, "Yeah, you guys did a really good job." Like he's like, "That's what that you would be doing in the actual school," and it was really good because like going into it, I was completely nervous, and I was like, "Dude, I don't know anything," and like I had never even done trig before, and for me, I was kind of like going a little bit slower, but they would give us like 10 homework problems that would take like a few hours. I would maybe do like 6 or 7 of them, but those 6 or 7 that I was able to work through would be perfect. And like that, they were like, their whole goal was like, yeah, we don't want you to like rush through anything and like actually try.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And like, it helped me so much, like getting like to come to school now. And then there's plenty of dudes that did the course with me or even before me. And now they're, they were a veteran and they got out and now they're at, University of Chicago or they're at Harvard or Princeton or something. And it's
That's what's
just,
up, man.
it's nice because it shows veterans like, hey, dude, like there's something out there different than, unloading a Connex like all day. Like you can go to these big schools if you try. And
Yeah.
it's really awesome, like showing people that for sure.
So how did you get like hooked up in that program then? Was it something somebody showed you? You just stumbled across it or?
Yeah, so my old roommate, his name was Kevin Schmid, and I think I tagged him on my Instagram story earlier today. He actually found out Warrior Scholar Project. I can't remember how, but he ended up doing it, and his experience was really good. And he was like, "Hey, man, like if you want to go to school, you need to do this. You need to do this." And for a while, I was like, "Nah, like I'm not gonna do that. I don't care, whatever." And then like finally, after him like talking to me about it a lot more and explaining what it had to offer, I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna apply and just see what happens. And
Yeah.
they accepted my application, and it took like 3 months for like a decision because I guess they probably had a lot of applications, and they're also trying to figure out logistics for stuff because of COVID, which really screwed
Yeah.
a lot of stuff up.
Oh, I
But
can imagine.
dude, which on that note, they had originally it was everything was supposed to be in person, and within like a couple months, they had to completely switch around and do all the stuff via Zoom. And
Yeah. Oh
like,
God.
yeah, so for them, it was like a logistical nightmare. But like honestly, like being the first person to ever have that happen, they did like an outstanding job on it. Like it flowed super well. Like yeah, it sucks sitting on Zoom for hours on end, but
Yeah.
they were still able to like put the program out like the way it needed to be implemented. And like, dude, at the end of it, it was awesome. Like I felt like I worked like a 60-hour work week. I was exhausted.
Dude, I can imagine.
And like at the end, I was like, holy shit, like this was a badass experience. And so that's why I'm working with them because after I finish the course, they consider you an alumni and
Yeah.
you can apply to be an ambassador for Warrior Scholar Project. And I was like, hey, they did a lot for me when I was in their program. Like I should try to like help other people too. And so I got accepted to their alumni ambassador program. And now like anytime I like meet a veteran or like somebody who's like getting out of the military, I'm like, hey dude, you should do this. It's a really good
Yeah.
opportunity. It can help you with school. And so like
So
that's what we're doing tomorrow, a little Zoom session.
so for that, is it something that you were doing while you were like an SFL tap, or was it when you got out, or how did that
So
like
I
line
did it
up?
before I did SFL tap, which I mean, the only thing that sucked is I had to take leave for it, but I also
Really?
didn't really care because I'm like, hey, this is for something that's super
Yeah. Oh
beneficial.
yeah, for sure.
And so I put in leave for it, got it approved, no problem, and that's what I did all of leave. And like the whole objective or like idea with leave is like I'm gonna chill and like have a good time. Not
Got
it was like I'm hating my life because I've been doing physics the past like 6 hours, and I got to turn this homework in by 11 o'clock, and I have class starting again at 7 tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And like, but dude, it was like badass because it was kind of like a slap in the face of like, hey, this is what you're going to be getting into at these schools. And then what's even more amazing is like I was at the beginning, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do all this work. Like I won't be able to do it. And at the end of the week, I had done super well and had good reviews, and our project went well. And I was like, holy crap, like I can actually do this stuff. And that's like a thing that I think a lot of veterans need because I mean, when you get out of the military, like a lot of people have like doubts and stuff because people are like, don't get out of the military because, this and
Yeah.
that.
Try to scare you.
Yeah. And like that, going through something like that shows you like, if you still want to get out, now you should even be even more confident in your decision to get out because you know what you can do through this little training thing. And
Yeah.
it was super great. That's why I always like tell people about it. And it just sucks because typically I don't try to like advertise stuff too
Yeah.
much unless I absolutely believe in it. And that is something that I 100% support. Like it works super well.
All right. Well, our next topic is your hot takes of the day. So let's hear it, man. And then I got one
Okay.
more, which is your words of wisdom, which is I'm assuming you're gonna go back to dudes getting out of the military, but hot takes.
Let's see. Hot takes. I don't think it's too hot of a take, but personally, I think if you're a fucking smoker, you don't deserve smoke breaks. I don't give a fuck.
Facts.
Like if you have a nicotine addiction or not. You milking your 5 to 10 minute smoke breaks during the day, the work day or whatever, like you can go fuck yourself. I don't think you deserve that.
Oh, dude, for sure. Because that fucking 5 minute break, after half a pack of cigarettes turns in an hour of you just bullshitting.
Yeah, dude. Like people used to abuse the fuck out of that all the time, and that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
pissed me off. And then
Yeah.
honestly, I think another thing is people who don't use their blinkers. Even if you're significantly way ahead of me and you're not going to cut me off, you should still use your indicator. Like, for example, if there's somebody on a motorcycle or some shit, like you ride a bike,
AKA me.
exactly.
Get fucking killed.
So it's like if you don't use your fucking turn indicator or blinker, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from in the fucking United States, like you can go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. All right. How do you feel about the ACFT?
I think the ACFT is fucking amazing. Like, as you can tell, like Big Chungus here on fucking, the freshman,
Big girl,
like DD 214-24 that I'm getting on. Dude, honestly, like ACFT, I actually really enjoyed it when we did like a little mini practice one with all the medics.
Yeah.
Like, there was like certain things, like for example, like the push-ups or whatever. Those are different.
Those are smoker, dude. Like
low-key, like my shoulders afterwards, I was like, fuck. But
yeah, man.
Overall, like putting everything in, like I actually, when I finished the ACFT 1, we were trying super hard to like do well on it because we're all competing against each other.
Of course.
And then like the lifts or whatever exercise you're doing is not really like boring. Like, this is the setup. It's gonna touch your hip flexor muscles and blah blah blah. That shit's lame.
So yeah, dude.
You got a bunch of dudes and you're out there and like we're gonna fucking deadlift like 1,000 fucking pounds and like you just like feel the testosterone like oozing out of your pores. Like
that toxic masculinity.
Yeah, dude.
The misogyny leaving your body. I can feel it.
But dude, like it's really good, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like all the people that bitch about doing leg tucks. Dude, I'm fat. I fucking suck at leg tucks. But you know what? I still did like 4 or 5 or whatever. Like,
you need one. You literally need one.
Yeah, you only need to do one. Like, dude, if your life depended on it, anybody could fucking do one. Well, okay, not anybody, but
my thoughts on this, literally, all we have to do is literally the bare minimum, I guess for the next year, right? It's either do a plank for 2 minutes, absolutely not, because I'm going to be shaking like a whore in church.
Yeah.
Or do one leg tuck. Literally, it takes you 10 seconds to boop, touch the knees and elbows and jump down.
Yeah,
that's it. Versus fucking shake like, man, it sucks.
And like, however, I do understand like people with like significant injuries, like back injuries.
Oh yeah, that's a different story, man.
Or like
there's no excuse.
Like postpartum,
Yeah.
I 100% like they need plenty of time to heal after that.
Yeah,
I can't fucking push a baby out of me, and I'm sure if I was able to, I'd be pretty fucked up for a while.
Yeah, I'd be mad as shit.
Like I don't think like I've seen like hot takes from people on Twitter, like women. Like some dude was saying the other day that because a woman is now going to be, I guess, allowed a year for, I think it's like AR 600-9 compliance, that men should also get a year. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, you're a fucking retard. Like, please go into your room and smash yourself in the head with a hammer and like try to become like normal again, because that's like so fucking dumb. Like
there's no, you're not the one with the child, and there's no reason you should blow up. Like you shouldn't be putting on weight. Like I get it, you're gonna put on a few pounds because she's gonna like, oh, I want to, I want a milkshake or whatever. Like, okay, cool, I'll give you 10 pounds. Like, sure, whatever. But there's no reason you should put on 30 pounds because your wife gained weight to have a baby. Like this, that's absolutely craziness.
It's also, I mean, if you just like think about it, like just anatomy wise and stuff. Who knows? I'm not a fucking scientist, and we could probably have Aaron come on here and tell us some shit about it.
Dude, big brain over here.
But like, to my understanding, every woman that I have spoken to, they've always explained how difficult it can be to gain or lose weight. For a guy, it's usually pretty fucking easy as long as you're not a piece of shit. And like, so I definitely like sympathize with them in that. It's like, hey, it's going to take her longer to lose weight or like get back to the shape that she was in. And like the people that just like complain about every single possible thing, it's like, I don't know. I feel like people at this point really are just like, we have to find something to complain about no matter what.
And that's all it is, man. Like, and I agree. I think I like that they gave women a year to come back to like meet height and weight standards. Good for them. Like they need it. Like I can't, like you said, I don't give birth. And so I can imagine like what that does to a body. You just see it, but you can't feel it. Sure. And as far as like the ACFT standards, like after what that commander from the 75th, the first woman commander, posted today that I shared on Twitter, like I think that's the real thing. I think that the further that they try to exclude the ACFT, the more like divide it causes. Like literally, it should be black, whatever the fucking infant combat enlisted got to meet the black, gray,
Yeah,
whatever
I
the
don't
hell
know
it
why
is.
that's
That's
not a
it.
thing anyway. Like, wasn't that what it was? Like when it first
Yeah.
came out, it was supposed to be like these MOSs will meet this and this and
Yep.
this. Like
And that's how the OPAD is.
that's how it
The-
should be. Like,
yeah, for like kids that we try to get to enlist, there's no age group thing. There's literally, okay, you picked infantry, you're gonna do the black, the heavy standard. Okay, you picked at 42 Alpha, you're gonna be S1. You got the the moderate, the easiest standard to meet based off the job. So why is not the ACFT a correlation of that? Because that's your first test into the Army. And I don't know, man. I'm not big brain, and I don't get paid the big bucks to fucking be the sergeant major of the Army's PAO and like bully kids on Twitter. But here we are.
yeah, dude, I don't know, man. And I think that people should be excited, like that there's something new coming to the Army.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think it seems like a good thing because it actually because the thing that I always heard people say about the APFT, they're like, this is fucking dumb because it's not related to combat or anything whatsoever.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, dude. It's like, well, you won't exactly be using a hex bar to do a deadlift in combat. However, you're probably going to have to lift some heavy shit or like do certain movements. Like, I don't see why people aren't like, oh, yeah, this is something that can actually be like, related to my job that I might have to do. But again, people, fat officers that don't want to do fucking leg tucks.
That's what it is, dude.
Anymore, so
yeah, you can say what you want to, man. Oh God, my dog's in the. Yo, there he is. Oh Lord, he's coming. Chill out, man. Of course, he makes that boy. Yeah, here comes that boy.
He probably saw me. He's like, "Oh, please." He's like, "I miss you. Please come back over."
Dad, like you're 2 feet from me. You're not touching me enough. All right, for our final topic, your words of wisdom. Whether it's for transitioning out of the service, still in, like, what do you got, man? Because you just got out not too long ago, so it's still like that fresh period of like, I kind of miss the military, some of the bullshit, but not all the bullshit, and like I like being free though.
Damn, I was gonna say something stupid, but I think just given the way things have been the past few months, I actually will give some legitimate words of wisdom. I would definitely say anybody that's getting out of the military, whether you did deploy or whether you didn't or have anything going on, I think it's very important that you acknowledge that you need to take care of your mental health because, I had some stuff going on and it never got super dark, but it definitely was something that I had never encountered before. And for a while, I was very apprehensive about wanting to talk to anybody about it because in the military, the stigma is if you say something, you're going to get in trouble for it.
Facts, dude.
I mean, which kind of is, but
if the Army doesn't cancel you, Twitter will cancel you because of mental health.
Honestly,
ask me how I know.
but dude, it's it's definitely something that's super important because you can see it. It's awful. You can see if you neglect one thing, how it just trickles over into everything in your life, and it's very important to focus on it, especially coming from the military where you have the boys or the girls that you hang out with and you're all super tight. Because when you get out of the military and you come to college and you don't know anybody, honestly, a lot of people don't really give a fuck about what you have going on, and so it's something important that you need to address and maintain contact with people. That's what I would
definitely.
say. I don't know. What about you? Do you have anything pretty wise?
So I guess kind of what you were saying as far as maintaining contact, you don't have that douchebag E5 or E4 team leader, blowing your phone up, asking you, at the time, while you're in, you hate it because it's bro, leave me alone. And then from you and other friends I've noticed I've gotten out, it's they kind of miss that because you, in a weird way, have somebody always checking in on you. There's obviously nobody misses the bullshit, layouts, formations, standing in the rain, but that kind of stuff. I've noticed a lot of my friends that have gotten out, they always talk about I kind of miss that a little bit. That's what and like you said, when you in civilian world, they don't care about you. You're just there. They don't have to rely on you for anything. Unlike, when you're still in, you got to take care of each other. Or at least we hope that that's what happens. But in reality, obviously we're well aware that it's not always the case. But yeah, I agree. I think from my personal experience, I've been pretty open on my mental health battles. But it is something that needs to be taken care of. And I think that the Army, I hope that they're not doing lip service and just saying, oh, we care about mental health, go get checked out. But the more I hear about it, it seems like it kind of is. It's almost like a check the box thing. Hey, go get help. Why don't you reach out to your people? Hey, are you okay? I know people don't really want to talk about it, but me personally, people are hey, I can tell you stressed out or whatever. Do you want to talk? No, I'm good. But it's the fact that someone made an attempt that makes you feel okay, some people actually care about me.
And I think one thing that I will also say is that there's people will say like, "Oh, mental health in the army is trash. It's trash." It's not necessarily mental health in general. It's certain people in there that make it
Yeah.
bad. Because, like for example, the psychologist that I worked with back in PsyOp is phenomenal. Like I love her. She's awesome,
Yeah.
and you like actually cared about the patients and stuff. And you have like rumors of like providers at like some of the clinics who were like didn't really care and stuff. It's really
Yeah.
it's just depends on the person you get. There's some people that
Yeah.
really are involved in their job and some people that aren't. Like for
Yeah.
me, the VA, for example, there's been some things with the VA that have been a little bit frustrating, but overall, like if you're respectful and you give people like the information they need, like shit works out, and
Yeah.
there's just bad apples in different bunches.
My last words on that one for anybody that's like dealing with this stuff, just know that like who your initial, if you go to behavioral health or seek help, whatever it is, just because the first person they meet put you with, you don't have to stay with them. Like it's your therapist or your psychiatrist. It has to be like a relationship, and like you guys have to jive. If you're not feeling them, and then you look for somebody else. Like don't just settle with, oh, they sent me with Dr. Smith, and I don't really like how they talk to me or whatever. Like I feel like they don't care about me. Ask to see a different provider. Like don't settle for the first person because they're going to get paid regardless, right? They're contractors. They're getting paid. They have their it doesn't matter. So they don't care. Like you said, they literally just not give a shit, or they could actually care. And so don't settle for the first person they give you if you don't jive with them. It's like dating. Like you're not gonna settle for the first person, and they aren't all what you want. So treat your like it is. It's an intimate relationship because they know shit that nobody else knows.
Unless
So
you're
you don't
playing
want
Josh, then you'll settle for any check. But
if it's got a pulse, dude, it'll go for it. But
yeah,
all right, man. So it was good for the first show. We are sitting at about 40 minutes. Not bad, man. So yeah, he's my man Coleman. We knew each other in Bragg. Got him torn up for his 21st birthday. So
yeah, Cody's
look
my
forward
army dad.
You're an army daddy if I die over here.
Yeah, I know.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'll catch you later.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Jesus.